welcome to Zakiya Larry Live. So I'm super excited because it's 1 o'clock. It means it's lunchtime. And let me tell you something. If there's one thing I love to do, it is eat. So whether or not you are excited about the upcoming Thanksgiving break or not, I got to tell you, at least there will be food involved. And so you can sign me up for it. So hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. And today we're going to talk about something that is very, very important to me. And I have somebody that's very, very important to me in the studio. Quick question. Are you one of those people who gets kind of sad around the holiday season? Or are you not participating in the festivities from a cheerful perspective? Are you struggling in that area? Do you feel sad during the holidays? Well, guess what? That's a thing. You know, it's actually called holiday blues. And we have licensed family therapist Stephanie D. Miller in the house.
Hello.
Hey, greetings. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Great.
I really am. The sun is shining. That's
The
always
sun
a good
is
thing
shining.
for me.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that I'm really affected by sunshine.
You know what? I think we're going to get into that today because when we're talking about the holiday blues, from research that I've done, and folks, you may be able to understand this, that you suffer from holiday blues from a variety of reasons. And for some people, it's seasonal, meaning you're not getting enough sun. And so sometimes you're a bit more tired or sad, and we're going to get into that, but it's so many other reasons people suffer from the holiday blues. And so listen, I want you to call in 832-230-5592 if you have questions about how to get over the holiday blues, or if you want to just share what those blues look like for you, because I really believe that our story helps somebody else. And so we have Stephanie in the studio today as a licensed family therapist who has worked and counseled people to talk us through how to get over those holiday blues. Sound good, Stephanie?
It sounds wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
You ready?
I am ready. I'm very ready for this because, man, we got to encounter family. It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot going on.
Yes.
It's gonna be a lot going on. So let's just do this because I love having a few laughs. So before we jump into it, I would like to start with my favorite segment. What's that? It's called Wait What?
Wait, what?
So listen, you guys know the drill. Wait What is something that has made you say what? Wait, what? It could be hilarious or sometimes it could be annoying or offensive. So I'm going to ask Stephanie what her Wait What is, and so you guys can weigh in online using hashtag ZLLive. But usually we stick to the topic, like what's a wait what around the holidays? What has made you say wait what during the holiday season? Or what was a wait what from this past weekend? It could be either or, because you know I'm feeling excited today.
Well, knowing that my daughters aren't listening.
Oh, this is already good.
The oldest drove down from the East Coast.
Okay.
And the youngest is there, so we're still in the mode like it is when you're growing up, you know, when you kind of hang out in the den and sleep and just kind of binge watch your shows. So they're looking at their watches and they're thinking about getting some taquitos.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there minding my own business, and they're talking to one another, and they said, we better hurry up. It's almost time for taquitos. Mama.
Oh.
We're hungry. We want taquitos.
Oh.
Are you going to feed us?
Oh.
So I looked, I said, over 18? Over 18.
Oh.
No. Bam. And they went, I can't believe you did this.
So you literally were like, wait, what? Both of y'all are fully grown.
Wait, what? Just because you're here for the holidays and it's Thanksgiving. Look, and I have something else for them. Guess what?
I'm nervous.
We're hosting Thanksgiving at our house.
Ooh.
But I ain't cooking a thing.
Okay, see, this has now gone left. These are like 4 wait whats. Because listen, Stephanie, I have a problem with this entire scenario.
Whoa,
because I too am a fully grown adult. You know what? Your wait what is now my wait what. We are gonna share a wait what. Because listen, I am going to Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Memphis 10, turn up.
Hello.
Hometown. Hey guys, I'm going to Memphis for Thanksgiving. And let me tell my vision.
Okay.
All right. Catch the vision. Catch the vision. My vision was to be in my mother's home, partake of her love and care and warmth, and groceries and cooking skills, and
I know.
community laundry,
I know.
and such. Okay, so when I hear you, my wait, what is?
What do you hear?
Okay, these mamas, y'all running amok now. We need help. My wait, what is? Why aren't you? We need you.
I've been doing it all the time.
I know.
Just don't want to.
You just don't want to. I support that.
Thank you.
On behalf of all fully grown adult children, I support that you just don't want to.
That's right.
And yet, as a fully grown adult child,
What,
I
dear?
want my mama's cooking and groceries and amenities, which is why I am going to her house instead of mine.
know.
So you know what? I give up. I don't understand this adult child struggle thing.
Well, do something, even if it's just go buy her something that she likes. It doesn't
Well,
even have to be
I'm gonna
food.
cook the turkey.
Oh,
for
okay,
Thanksgiving.
girl. What you do? Yeah.
Okay. Does that give me an entry?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my wait what is parents are running amok during the holidays, and Stephanie's wait what is fully grown children are running amok during the holidays.
Yes.
What is your wait what? Go to Facebook if you're watching it, Zakiya Larry. Use hashtag ZL Live and tell me your holiday wait what. Are you fully grown and you are so offended because your mother is not stepping up to the plate and fulfilling the duties
Oh, well.
as a sign?
That's what they said.
They out of line. They running amok. So let us know what your wait what is for the holidays. Hashtag ZL Live. That has been wait what?
Wait, what?
I love that. Like that kind of two sides to the coin.
That's true. They did this. They're doing this now. So get over it.
Here's my thing. Because we're talking about how to beat the holiday blues.
Yeah.
And there's so many levels to this.
It
now,
is.
We're going to touch on weather and how that gets people down and how that affects people psychologically. But let's just go ahead because we're on it. Let's talk about the family
Yeah.
piece. Because we're having a great time. We have each other. But guess what?
Yeah.
There are people, and we're going to just come out the gate with it. There are people who are so sad around the holiday times because they've lost a loved one.
Yeah.
They've lost a child. They may have lost a spouse to divorce. They may have lost family members because of fighting or rifts.
Yep.
So the holiday season is not a joyous time. As a matter of fact, it's quite depressing for people who are in a state of loss.
Very stressful.
Have you guys felt that at all?
Very stressful.
Yeah. So have you seen that in some of your patients, and what are some of the symptoms that you've seen when people are suffering from holiday blues, but it's loss? Because, right, holiday blues, that could come from any number of ways. Or does it look the same? I think that's what makes it so hard. Does it look the same?
It really looks the same, but it but it comes from different places. And I'll just confess, I'll share, since I've talked about my daughters, I'll tell them myself. But there was a period of time a few years back, well, I dreaded the holidays each and every year.
Wow. Why?
And it wasn't because of death. You want to know what it was?
I do.
Well, you know how the holidays are, and you know people. Okay, y'all. Okay, this is my background.
Okay.
You know, you hear that Jesus is the reason for the season.
For the season.
But yet, still, family would get together, and you know, I saw people just put their pennies together or really struggle to give gifts, only to have someone turn their nose up and say, "What's this?" Or put it as, "Oh yeah."
Oh.
And I would see that, and then you know, and the arguing, and just people just not caring, and I went, "This is about, you know, it's so hypocritical." I said, "Why are we doing this?"
Right.
And so for me, my sadness came from dysfunction.
Wow.
Because there was a period of time where, you know, we had a lot of dysfunction going on in the family. And, you know, to see the infighting and to see so many different things.
Yeah.
And every family, there's family roles, okay? And even though I was the hero and the leader and people looked to me, but I was also one of the more emotional sensitive ones.
And so guys, catch that. There are roles in every family.
Oh, yeah.
And you place a hero role.
Yes.
And that is part of what played into your family.
But because I wanted everybody to be happy, to get along, and to do
a
things.
Sensitive hero. That's an interesting mix. That is tough.
But there is, talking about roles, now, thank God it never happened in our family, but there's another role that they call, people would say, I call it the invisible person.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And those are the ones, they're quiet, they're under the radar. And say, for instance, if someone were to say, come on, y'all, let's go, that'll always be the child that's left behind.
Gotcha.
And so nowadays, in 2017, that it may look like this: gaming.
Their head is down.
I'm not engaging.
Right.
I'm here. I'm by myself. I'm in the room. And you know what else goes on a lot in this time of the year?
What's that?
Suicides. And we have
so that's a big. That's a big piece that comes from the holiday blues.
From
you know
the
what?
Holiday blues.
Let's take a break, because when we come back, we need to unpack that.
Okay.
Because remember, I was saying that loss plays a big role.
Oh, yes.
And from loss, a lot of people really do just give up, and that the suicide rate is quite high. So let's unpack what that looks like and how we can help people. Listen, guys, holiday blues. How do you get over it? How do you recognize it? I and Stephanie D. Miller are going to help you through that. It's Zakiya Larry Live.
Zakiya Larry Live. Everybody has a past, so together we'll use all of it to unlock your purpose. It's about real life, real talk, real change. Welcome to Zakiya Larry Live.
Houston police officers will now be allowed to use a driving maneuver designed to stop high-speed chases. With the news flash, I'm Trey Westerberg on Synergy Radio Network. Chief Art Acevedo announced Friday that officers would begin using the precision immobilization technique, where an officer drives next to a suspect and nudges the rear corner behind the back wheel, causing them to spin out. An East Texas woman found incompetent to stand trial in the death of her nephew has remained in jail 8 months after she was committed to a mental health facility. Billie Jean Cutler of Lufkin was charged with capital murder after 3-year-old Mason Cutler was found dead in a pond. Authorities in suburban Houston say a 14-year-old with special needs died last year after given blood pressure medication not prescribed by a doctor. An investigator also found numerous people had used a stun gun on her over several months. Montgomery County deputies say 3 people were arrested last week. With the news flash, I'm Trey Westerberg on Synergy Radio Network.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Did I mention that Liberty Mutual saved us almost $800 when we switched our auto and home insurance?
Liberty did what?
It gave us a little extra cushion in our budget, which we used to upgrade Billy's football pads.
He's got a little extra cushion, all right.
Nobody's going to hurt my baby. Mom, I can't move.
Visit us online to get a quote. You can save $782 when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on recent countrywide new customer survey. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. Equal housing insurer.
You're up before dark 30. You don't ask for medals or even a pat on the back. But if all your hard work is indeed its own reward, then consider the new Ram Limited Tungsten Edition as a bonus. Natura Plus leather seating, premium projector headlamps, suede headliner, packaged in the highly capable, hard-working truck you'd expect from Ram. Keep doing what you do, but who says you can't do it in a nicer truck? The new Ram Limited Tungsten, the most luxurious Ram truck ever. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Hey, it's Zakiya Larry Live. We are talking holiday blues, how to recognize it and how to start to elevate above it. So before we jump into what we're talking about, because right before we went to break, we acknowledged that there are different kinds of losses that lead people to experience holiday blues. And there are other reasons that people get holiday blues, and we're going to share those. But before I do, I mean, you guys are weighing in on Facebook, so make sure you use hashtag ZL Live. Go to Zakiya Larry. But listen, I want to say hey to Africa. Hello. Hey, Lamont. Hey, Vanette, and oh my gosh, Isaac. Hello, my friend. So guys, keep weighing in. Kenya's here. Hey, lady. So, but here's the thing, Vanette, I really want to touch on something that she shared. She said, I get holiday depression every year. I make plans with the best intentions and they all seem to fall through. Here's the thing, but since she recognizes it, she doesn't want to bring everybody else down. So sometimes she just kind of fakes it. She fakes her holiday joy, but she's really going through it because she doesn't want, one, to bring people down, but two, she doesn't want people to tell her to get over it. So wait, let's pause and talk about this because Vanette, so many of us have that story.
Oh, yes.
That we're hiding and suppressing our holiday depression because of the judgment of people around us. So Stephanie, before we go into the other part of our conversation about the different things that cause holiday blues, let's talk about this type of holiday blues where you want to hide it because the people around you, you don't want them to feel sad during this season, but you also don't want people to minimize how you feel. What are some suggestions that you have for people that are currently suffering from depression around the holiday season? What are some things that you suggest that folks do?
Okay, well, I just want to affirm you, Vanette, for just acknowledging the fact that you do this all the time. And
very self-aware. That's powerful.
And I would wonder sometimes what your depression looks like. Because, first of all, depression looks different in different people.
Okay.
Because sometimes people may be sad, but obviously she's not doing that because she's getting busy. So sometimes, believe it or not, when you see people that are agitated, irritated, insomniacs, because they're thinking, they're so down, they can't turn their mind off.
Right.
That's a sign of depression. And see, for most of us women, they think that you're crying, or they think that, you're so sad and you can't get out of bed. That's only one side of it.
Right.
Men could be depressed, but you know what depression looks like in a man? They're angry and irritable. So what do you do? What do you do? First of all, you're self-aware.
Right.
And you do need to talk to someone. I mean, even if it's not a professional, you need to have a friend or someone, where you're in that no judgment zone.
Right.
And some of the practical things you could do are this, because this is what helped me.
Okay.
First of all, you need to try to get some sleep. And a lot of times, we think, okay, well, I'm going to get my mind off of it. And so here comes the music, here comes, electronics. That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
We need to watch our diet, because then when we're eating, it's a feel-good thing, the carbs, the sugars. And those are the things.
Those
and
are
guess
holiday
what?
treats.
Okay, hello. And then when you eat too many of them, how do you feel?
Absolutely.
So it's not the same.
Cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. And what you do is you need to get uplifted, move. For us, the best thing we could do is go dance.
Right.
Have a good time. Go watch funny movies. Be around crazy people. You may not feel like it,
but force a laugh.
Yeah,
get a laugh going.
And have a buddy with you. If someone wants to say, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" They can say, "Look, back off of her," and mind your own. Because that energy of coming around people, that'll help bring you up.
Right.
And that's practical.
Absolutely. Those are some practical steps. I hope folks were taking notes. That's really good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab a pen and take some notes here too. But those are ways that you recognize it.
Yes.
And some things you can start to do to get over that type of depression. What stood out to me is that depression does look different.
It looks
sometimes it's sadness. People think depression is sadness, but sometimes it's irritability, like you were saying. And so that's huge. That's huge. And the thing is, there are so many things that lead to this seasonal depression. So many things. And we were starting with that before we went to break, but I wanted to make sure to shout out our Facebook tribe here. Here's the thing. Of course, weather. And for me, I really suffer from a personality sort of drag during the winter time because I am a sunflower. And so when it's cloudy or cold or the winter season, I'm a lot more listless. I don't have the same get up and go. Sometimes I do feel sad. And that's
funny
that's
you said
a mild
sad.
form. Yeah.
That is, there is a diagnosis called seasonal affective disorder. SAD, SAD.
Absolutely.
Because you're light sensitive, you know, and so of course, you know, just think about it. So then you may need to change your lighting, but have it timed. And you know what else we miss?
What's that?
Vitamin D.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We all should be taking vitamin D.
Right.
I remember when we were young, our mom used to line us up and give us cod liver oil, and then and then she even would give us like a clove of garlic, you know, when things would happen, and then said, okay, now you can have your ice cream. But now people are saying for children, we need to give them vitamin D.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. As a matter of fact, I do know that I'm actually vitamin D deficient.
See, and I have been too. Yeah, so you know how it feels.
So I have been to the doctor for that. And so to that point, that's why I have a personality, I wouldn't say a personality, a mood change.
Yeah, sure.
During the different holidays. And so, but each person has a different reason.
Yes.
And so we were broaching that subject. And so I opened with obviously the literal change in seasons, which is something that I live with, but also loss. And remember, I was saying that could be the loss of a loved one through death. That could also be the loss of a spouse through divorce. But Stephanie, tell us some other losses that people may have experienced that they may not be connecting to their seasonal or their holiday blues.
Okay, it could be, as you said, death of someone. It could also be, death of a dream. I know that there's one person I know whose daughter has finished college.
Okay.
And so she just assumed that girlfriend was going to come move back home and get a job here in Houston. No, Mom, I'm not ever coming back here. Okay, that's a loss. That's a loss of separation.
That is a loss.
It could be, what if you lost a job?
Right.
What if you lost a promotion to someone else?
Right.
Okay, another, oh wow, a big one. There are adults, children, people of all ages who are now suffering losses because of Hurricane Harvey.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of them are not in their homes, you know, they've lost special things, you know, and so these are all losses that we have to think about.
And even our listeners in Florida and our listeners in the Caribbean, absolutely.
And I know for me that, you know, I even had different types of losses that affected me. Okay, when you look right now, I don't have people that I hold up on pedestals because when I was younger I did, and then when I saw the real person, that was hard to take. And so I had to kind of mourn, you know, that loss, and it's like, why did I put so much in that person? But then the holidays is a time of reflection.
Right.
And that's why all of the losses, whatever we have, it could be health. There are some people who mourn that, hey, I've gained a lot of weight. I can't, you know, have weight. You know, there's so many different types of losses. I remember I even talked with, I counseled a young man, and thank God it didn't take that long. But he was in college on a football scholarship at a small school.
Okay.
And one of the homegirls got upset because he wasn't into her, and so she lied on him, and he lost his football scholarship. Couldn't stay there, so he had to come home, you know, come back, had to work, single mother, in a job he didn't like, and he was so angry that he didn't deal with that, and he was so angry he ended up hurting someone.
See, that's the thing, because we talk about the holiday season being a time in which you reflect and you prepare for the new year, new you. And guess what? That is so true. But what's really powerful that you are pulling out, and I want to make sure to elevate this, is that the time of reflection across the board.
Yes.
Reflection includes all of these things. It's not necessarily new year, new you. It's not necessarily upbeat. It's not forward thinking all the time. It's reflecting over what you didn't get done this year, or what could have, would have, should have. And that does contribute, in addition to loss, in addition to the season. But it's that feeling of unfulfillment, or that feeling of defeat. And so one of the things that I always do, and you hear me say this in many of my shows, guys, it's all about getting to the core.
Yes.
And when you get to the core of who you are able to live from that place authentically. But listen, that's from a life perspective. But for me, I make sure to get to the core of how I'm feeling in the moment. As a matter of fact, I did that this morning. I was a little angry driving into the station this morning.
Okay.
And I had to take a step back and ask myself, what am I feeling? There you go. That's the question. What am I feeling and why? And unpack that. And I think that with sharing the different types of losses, with sharing the information about the season, with sharing the fact that people reflect during the holiday season, and the reflections may bring up feelings of inadequacy.
Right.
Those are all things you should take a look at to understand your core feeling. Why are you feeling this way? And then you can align the different steps that Stephanie gave to start to bring you out of that. And so
that's beautiful.
I thank you. And when we come back from break, I really want us to focus on something that's important to me. We talk a lot about family. I want us to talk about people who have strained relationships with their family, but they're around them anyway, because that does contribute to our holiday blues. And so we're going to share a little bit about how to navigate that. And before we go to break, I just got to say this, and we're going to pick this back up when we come back.
Okay.
No is a full sentence.
Yes. Girl, yes.
And that's enough.
N-O, period.
N-O, period. That's enough. You are enough. And we're going to talk about what that means when it comes to holiday blues, your family, and recognizing your core, your why, your what, and aligning this to make sure that you get over it. But listen, make sure you're still weighing in. #ZL Live on Facebook. And if you want to share, you can call 832-230-5592. It's Zakiya Larry Live.
Hey, go refresh your coffee or send that quick email and come right back. There's more coming up next on Zakiya Larry Live.
Ain't nothing like the 90s. Our Rucker Productions is taking you back.
Is that right?
It's the Gobble Gobble Get Down 90s edition. We'll go back to the 90s with Ron Benalito, Christopher Reed, a.k.a. Kid from Kid and Play, Brum Man from the Fifth Flow, Reggie Ballard, and it's all hosted by Carl Payne. It's the Gobble Gobble Get Down 90s edition, November 22nd, 9:30 p.m. at Dolce Ultra Lounge and Bistro. Come get your Thanksgiving Eve laugh on. Tickets available now at alrucker.com.
Want the uncompromised truth? Trust the 4 times. Want to know what's happening in your own backyard? Trust the 4 times. Want the real story? Trust the 4 times. Subscribe to the 4 times. The 4 times. The most trusted voice for African Americans in the greater Houston area. The community trusts the 4 times. For nearly 58 years. Reporting the truth, affecting change, moving us forward. The community trusts the 4 times. The 4 times. For us, by us, about us. Get your subscription today. Call 713-526-4727 or find them on the web at forwardtimes.com. That's forwardtimes.com.
Hey, welcome back to Zakiya Larry Live. We're talking holiday blues, how to recognize it, elevate above it. And when I tell you, we have already identified a lot of the reason why people feel the way that they do, steps to get over that holiday depression. And now we're about to get into the family piece, because that's always a hot button issue. And so I know you guys are weighing in on Facebook. Use #ZL Live. Let me shout out some folks right now. As a matter of fact, Kenya said, I think the young lady needs to identify why she is depressed. Absolutely, absolutely. And we just went through what that looks like. And I'm very intentional about finding the core of a feeling, the core of a being. That's brilliant. And so oh my gosh, Isaac said, I know many people put a lot of pressure on themselves this time of year, but I find it most healthy when we focus on the thought of giving and not the size of giving. That is so powerful. As a matter of fact, Isaac, speaking of the thought of giving and not the size of giving, you're going to want to stay around for December 5th, because we're going to do Mars versus Venus, a man and woman's perspective of gift giving.
Awesome.
Is it about the size of the gift? Is it about the cost of the gift? And I'm pretty sure that's going to go left, right, and all the way around. So Good point, Isaac. We're going to unpack all of that December 5th. So huge. Oh, Monica, my sister, like she feels me. The weather is a huge driver for me. So, yeah, absolutely. So thank you for weighing in, guys. So, Stephanie, we were talking about all of the different reasons why people would be depressed and how to overcome this holiday blues. Even everything from seasonal affective disorder, which is something myself and Monica know a little bit about. The weather kind of takes us out. But also people may have suffered loss, or people may feel inadequate because they're reviewing this time of year. People may also feel financial strain and the need to keep up with the Joneses, and so the stress that comes from the financial piece, or even feeding a large family. And so we've talked about how not to break the bank. So you guys can go and make sure you look at the archives on my page and listen to how to not go broke during the holidays. So we're making sure we're giving you these tools to elevate this holiday season. But so now let's talk about family. We opened a little bit about it, and before we went to break, I said no is a full sentence. So a lot of people are saying that being around family is incredibly stressful. I have the great fortune of having a family that's incredibly close, to the point where my cousins, so people say my immediate family, but in my family, when we say my family, we literally mean my mom, her sister, her kids, her kids' kids, and all of us are under one roof. It's like 50 people under one roof, and that literally is my family. There's no real distinction. There's no distant cousins to me. However, I do understand that that's rare. Now, don't get it twisted. We get on each other's nerves. Okay, you put a bunch of extra people under one roof. I mean, listen, you know, things are bound to happen, but we're not a yelling, arguing kind of family. So for that, I'm grateful. However, I do get stressed around large numbers of people and noise.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can understand that.
And I literally disappear. But that can come across as very antisocial.
You know what? That's a good point, because when we talk about personalities, what people don't understand is there are introverts and extroverts. Now, people think that an extrovert is just someone that's always on, loves to be around people, and they think introverts just, you know, they're in the corner. Okay, I tend to be an introvert too, and I'll explain. See, and you are. You see, you're talking, you interview people, you're fearless. But what happens with introverts, toward the end of the day or sometime in the middle, they just have to kind of go away and be by myself. And so my family knows I do that too, you know, but that's okay. They could play the dominoes, they could talk the smack, but then sometimes I just have to kind of go away. But you know what? It's communication. And it's not, and it's not, as family members, any relationship, we should be able to talk to one another. Just because you want to go and be by yourself, it doesn't mean that you're uppity and you don't love them. It's like, look, you better want me to go be by myself, because I'm not going to be the person if I have to hang around y'all all the time. Right?
We're protecting everybody.
And then the same for the I love all my brothers, but there's one, when he comes in the house, he just sucks all the energy, because he's so,
we are keeping it so
he's
real.
so over the top, and everybody loves it, but it's like, okay,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Can you turn it down a little bit? You know, so so that dynamic is a lot. But then, you know, one of the things that brought up is boundaries.
Absolutely, which leads me to what I was saying earlier. No is a full sentence.
That's right. Knowing how to take care of yourself. Because when we feel that pressure and we feel that strain, you can say, hold up. You know, you tell them, you know, when you do so-and-so, you know, this is how I feel. So, you know, kind of help me out. Why don't you just, you know, and you give them suggestions. You know, this is what I want, what I need.
Ready to go, and I love that. So, but what if you're not ready to go into the space of, this is how this makes me feel when I'm around you, family member? If you're not ready to go into that space, what do you think about folks who say, you know what, I'm just electing not to go to the family event today?
That's good.
Okay. Gotcha.
Why not? Yeah,
Right.
because there's some. I've done it a lot. Now, both of my parents are passed. They passed on, and so we have that type of family too. And then we even have functions in which we go to another state. As a matter of fact, you know, even though people are going to be at my house on Thursday, we're getting up Friday morning and we're heading to Shreveport because one of my mom's favorite cousin, an elderly woman, has a birthday party. Her family with the cousins every year.
So fun.
And so this will be the second year that we've started doing this. Now, I'm doing it because I have to play a special role this time. But I tell you, there are times when I have to just, I had to conserve my energy. And I said no. And so what we've kind of decided to do is like, okay, well, Tag, you're the representative.
Gotcha.
Go, you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you have to be okay with it. So I don't feel any guilt, any shame.
And see, that's huge because for so long I did feel guilt. And I have a great friend named Maya who essentially said that you set a precedent. You teach people what to expect from you. You teach people how to treat you. And if you're stressed around your family and if it's overwhelming for a variety of reasons, as long as you stick to your guns and you're taking care of yourself, there may be discomfort in the beginning. You're going to feel bad. People may look at you crazy. But after a while,
does it get easy?
It gets so much easier, and people start to understand that. You know, for instance, in my family, when I disappear, I can sometimes hear people, oh, has anybody seen Zakiya? Oh, she's probably taking a nap. They're like, oh, okay. Does anybody want some pie? Because listen, because that's what I do. Okay. Or there have been times where my mother will say, hey, I'm heading over to your Aunt Tony's house. You ready? And I'll say, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. And she's not offended. She says, okay, because she gets it. She understands my personality type, that I'm obsessed with my family. I'm very loving. I also drain very easily. But I'm consistent in that
that's who you are. And guess what? They love you and they know you love them.
And that's the example that I wanted to share for everyone, that when you show up, if you are able to be in that healthy place and you're showing your family that you love them, when you care for yourself, they'll get used to it. They'll get used to it. No is a full sentence. With so many of us, especially dealing with holiday blues, have run ourselves so thin that by the time the new year comes around, there's no new year, new you. I'm trying to put the old me back together with scotch tape and glue. Right?
And you know what, Zakiya, and for some people, I will say, if you're truly sad, and there's something going on, show up and, like I said, take someone with you, but you don't have to stay long.
I like that. Take someone with you, and you don't have to stay.
You don't have to show your
by
face.
By taking someone with you, is that the scapegoat? By having someone with you, is that kind of helping you to leave early?
Well, let's not look at it as a scapegoat. Let's say that's your support.
Your support.
That's
absolutely.
Your support. You know, because you know how it is sometimes when you, say for instance, you break a leg, you have to have a crutch. You know, if it's something. So it's like, oh, okay, so I'm kind of drained. So come on, we're going to head on out and we're going to go here.
Wow. Okay, so a support. So people are weighing in on Facebook, guys. Remember to use #ZL Live. Tracy said she did a reflection.
Okay.
She's been dealing with some things too, and she found she was upset because she was too nice to others.
Ooh.
Whoa, yes. She said she realized she needed to say no. My goodness. That's not the first person who's mentioned that, being too nice to others. So December 11th, and I'm going to post this for you guys. We're going to talk, can you overinvest in other people?
Right. And you know what? It's good to say no, but and I'm saying say no.
Sure.
But some people are going to have a hard time doing it. Okay? So your no may sound like this. Well, I don't think that'll work for me. Oh, well, I think I'll pass this time. Oh, you know, but find a way so that the person knows that it's no.
Right.
You know, so,
I'm unavailable.
Yeah, and you said thank you, thank you for the invite, but I just can't do it. And so that way, but for some people you may have to say, look, haven't I told you?
Right.
Oh.
Right.
But you know what? It's easy nowadays with technology.
Okay. All right.
Caller ID. And wait a minute.
Wait, are you shading people when they call you Stephanie? Is that why you didn't answer my call when I called?
Well, when you
I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding, guys.
No. But seriously, when we were texting, what did I tell you? I told you I was out. But
absolutely. I will get back to you. So that's communicating, that's setting expectations.
But I would tell you there was a family member.
Real life, real talk, real change.
And my battery drained. And so we know the pattern. So then they rang another phone. And so they went like, and then they rang another phone. I said, well, she's not going to stop. So this is what I love about technology. You know what I said? Because they were saying, well, what are we going to do? I said, press the red button. You know what that means.
But on that note, we'll be back with more ways to dodge and shade your family during the holidays. No, I'm kidding. When we come back,
sometimes maybe
we're talking how to beat the holiday blues, and really it is saying no and sometimes sending people to voicemail. Hey guys, we'll be right back. It's Zakiya Larry Live.
Zakiya Larry Live.
Attention churches and nonprofit organizations, Dawson Chemical and Janitorial Supply Company has all the chemicals and janitorial supplies you need. Toilet tissue, paper towels, trash can liners, styrofoam cups, plates, and more. They also offer churches and nonprofit organizations 10% discounts and free same-day delivery. So give us a call today at 713-697-7137. Mr. Dawson has been supplying Houston area large and small congregations for over 36 years and has 3 area locations to serve all of your paper, chemical, and janitorial supply needs. Dawson Chemical also sells commercial janitorial equipment, buffers, vacuum cleaners, steam cleaners, wet and dry vacs, and more. We also repair all types of janitorial equipment and provide a full line of pest control for your do-it-yourself convenience. So give us a call today at 713-697-7137 and let Dawson Chemical meet all of your paper and chemical supply needs. Again, call us at 713-697-7137. We look forward to your call. Any church that spends $100 will get a $25 gift certificate that can be used with your current purchase.
Whatever you think you know about relationships, forget about it. We're about to blow all of that right out of the water. We're going to be talking to real people, unscripted, and having real conversations about relationships.
Wait, who the hell are you?
Baby, you about to find out. I'm Mish, relationship blogger and author, and together with my friends, we're going to touch on everything from pop culture to love, hate, and everything in between. Baby, nothing is too taboo. We're not experts because if we were, honey, we'd be getting it right by now. We'd be booed up. But instead, we're just going to have some fun conversation and bring you along with us. So let's ditch the gold diggers and the deadbeat dudes and get you a ride-or-die boo. When Olivia Pope retires, what else you gonna do? So grab your favorite glass of wine for the new show, You, Me, and We, the ultimate relationship show, where we'll be bringing you some surprise celebrities, comedians, and some pop-up guests you're gonna love. Trust me, you missed this, you're gonna wish you hadn't.
Check out my girl Mish every Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Zakiya Larry
Hey, it's Zakiya Larry Live. We are talking holiday blues, how to recognize it, rise above it. We have talked everything from the types of depression, how to recognize it, how to even deal with family when you're overwhelmed. We got somebody on Facebook. Hey, my brother Tristan said he is a shy introvert, I'm a shy introvert, but you would never know that because he just is a bigger, larger than life personality type. So I get that too. So folks are weighing in. Who else do we have on here?
Oh my. I love what Irene said.
Okay.
She said, yes, you can overinvest in other people.
Irene, you can. As a matter of fact, Irene, I want to talk to you about that on December 11th. I'll post the schedule because we are going to get all up in that because that is huge and you cannot pour from an empty cup. And when people people will take what they need, and not everyone is malicious with it either. Some people just need to charge their batteries from your reserve, and then they're done. They walk away, and there you are. So we're gonna unpack that on December 11th, Irene. But yeah, that's huge.
You know, because I could call those emotional leeches or
my gosh,
vampires.
So December
everybody
11th,
understands that.
December 11th, we're gonna get into these vampires. Okay, I'm bringing garlic up in here. I'm bringing steaks and frosting. No, that's gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge. You know what? Sin said, I stopped going to spend the holidays with immediate family because I didn't feel like I belonged. Although she realizes they're different, she can spend time with them and go back to her hotel without messing up her holiday.
See there?
Absolutely.
That's a plan.
Balance.
That's a plan.
That's a plan. Yeah. Stephanie, so there are several emotions involved when we are suffering from holiday blues, dealing with family, or even our thoughts about ourselves.
Right.
And I've heard you say before, things come in threes. What does that mean, especially as it relates to holiday blues? Overcoming this.
Right. You know, holiday blues, let's think about it as a speed bump in the road. Okay. And I would, anyone that's listening, and y'all share it with your friends, the three categories usually are unhealed hurts.
Okay.
Unresolved issues.
Okay.
And unmet needs.
Ooh, unhealed hurt, unresolved issues, unmet needs.
Unmet needs.
Those are the three main areas that cause.
Everything can either go in one of those categories when we're talking about going deep. Going to the root.
Wow.
And like Irene said, and anyone, sometimes we project too much on other people, you know, and not really look at ourselves, you know.
Right.
And so
or
we have
you take
to wonder
on
why.
too much
and
from
you take
other
on
people.
So ask yourself why. You know, I tell people, I said, why are you doing that? I said, Jesus already died on the cross, so why do you think you have to sacrifice for everybody?
Right.
And so many of the people they think that, I think it's just something that you're taught maybe in your family of origin that, you know, it's kind of selfish to care about yourself because you always need to care about someone else. But you say this all the time. What about in an airplane?
Right.
You have to take care of yourself.
Put your mask on first.
Self-care,
absolutely.
not selfishness.
Absolutely. And there's a big difference between selfishness and self-care, self-awareness.
Right.
Because, and I just use this example, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
No.
Now, if your cup is overflowing and then you went and got 3-4 other cups and you won't give anybody a sip, okay, you might be a little selfish, all right? But you can't give all that you have.
No,
and
you
so
can't.
Those three categories are huge because when we talk about being sad and just being so stretched thin, it could be the people that are around you. It could be your actions with your finances. Why are you doing this?
Yes.
An unhealed hurt. Did you grow up and you didn't have a lot of resources and so you feel like you need to spend to compensate for that? So unhealed hurt is possibly one of those. An unmet need. When you are around family that makes you feel horrible, is it that you have not felt the kind of love you've been seeking and you're hoping that this time, oh man, this time it's going to work out? That unmet need of love.
Especially when you have sibling rivalry. Well, they love, you know, they always, that was the favorite one, you know, they didn't care about me. And then you find like maybe an auntie or someone who feels just like you. Okay, baby, well, you know, auntie understands you. Well, you're doing that because the auntie and the mom probably don't get along. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So you start to create these little factions within the family.
And those would be unresolved issues within the family.
Because the aunt may have her own issues because of her siblings, and she's attaching it to your current issues. So unresolved issues.
And so I have unmet needs. From my mom. But really, auntie doesn't help me heal because she has her own unresolved issues with my mom.
So you're both joining forces because of the same reason, and the cycle of hurt continues.
That's right.
Guys, if we see this in any of ourselves, oh my goodness, let's listen to these steps to overcome it that Stephanie has been sharing. Saying no, push that red button. Isaac said, yeah, push that red button. Stephanie, I think you preached that one. That'll preach on a Sunday. Push the red button when those calls come through.
That's right.
But also taking that time to reflect and really care for yourself. Yeah. Oh my goodness. because you mentioned that, and Tracy just said family members are in competition with each other.
Yes.
And depression can come from not being in a place of success. Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that.
Comparison and competition will keep us sick.
Wow. Comparison and competition
and what did
will
you
keep
say?
us sick.
Just know I'm enough.
Yeah. I am enough. Absolutely.
I saw a movie one time where a woman wrote it in her hand. I am enough.
Right.
So every time she started going there, she would go, I am enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so true, because we are often, and we often measure ourselves against an invisible measuring stick. There's no ruler, there are no guidelines, and yet we think we don't measure up. We'll measure up to what? To whom? Yeah. And a lot of times we look at our family members or the people around us and say, oh, this person has made it and that person has made it. But the thing is, you have to define it for yourself. You know, there was this story, you can look this up on any good old Facebook video circulating. This man was on Wall Street making the big bucks. Yeah. And he was so stressed and so just stretched thin. He quit his job and now is a greeter at a large chain retail store.
I need to look that one up.
And he said he's the happiest he's ever been. But that's because he defined his it. He made it. What is your it? And I think that would help us around the Thanksgiving blues as well. What is your it? Because, you know, we've all made it. We just don't take time to acknowledge that we've made it. So definitely, absolutely, Irene, I am more than enough. And as a matter of fact, those are things I write on my calendar. I write it on, you can write it on your mirror. So these are really huge things that you can do during the holidays as well. And family does nitpick. So this is one other thing right before we go. Sometimes family, they'll disguise it as joking, but they are kind of picking you apart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's, you know, I had this conversation with someone this week because, you know, I have to prepare myself for the holidays. Right. Because I told you about. But when people do that, they think they're being flipped. But you know what that is?
What's that?
That's bullying.
Oh, wow.
Remember, we talked about that.
We did talk about that.
That's being a bully, you know, if they're looking, you know, they want to talk about, you know, your body or something you did or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm just joking. No.
But you know what? That goes right back to what we said earlier, having your boundaries, spending a little bit of time there, and then removing yourself from that scenario because you can anticipate that that's going to happen.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh. Today was phenomenal.
That's right.
I love this conversation. Guys, keep the chat going on Facebook. Use hashtag ZL Live because there's so much that we're unpacking here. And I'll say this before we go because we opened up with Stephanie forsaking her daughters.
Language, forsaking. Oh my God!
You know, I had to spin it. So if you're just joining, Stephanie's adult daughters are
but
in
I'm
town,
okay. I'm okay.
And she will not cook for them. They want to sell taquitos during their movie, and she was like, "Y'all grown, go get it." So here's the thing. I'll share this. I don't know. This might send me into holiday blues. I'm not sure.
No.
But let me tell you what happened, y'all. So I'm going to Memphis for the holidays, and I cannot wait to see my mother. She is my BFF. So I'm all like, yay, girl. And she said, so listen, when you get here, I just ask that you cover your own expenses. I'm like, expenses? Like, do I got to come in on, like, the heat? And, like, do I have to pay mortgage? Like, I'm confused. So, you know, I'm listening actively. And she said, you know, just, you know, buy your own groceries. And I was thinking, well, why I got to, I'm confused because it's Thanksgiving. Like, my whole point is to come eat your food.
That's right.
Like, that is why, I mean, I love you, but listen, that's kind of the reason I'm coming all across America. So she goes, she's like, yeah, you need to buy your own food because all you eat is unleavened bread, and I'm not buying that. First of all, the shade.
Unleavened bread.
Y'all, I'm trying to be a good vegan in the world today.
She's a good
and I am over here being shaded, so I have to buy my own tofu and celery and spinach because my mama shading me talking about I only eat unleavened bread. Really, ma'am?
Well, compromise because I would buy that she can use the celery and put a little bit in her dressing and, you know, the other, but tofu, you on your own.
Listen, Stephanie, you're not helping. Mother, if you are watching,
she loves you.
Turn this off. Don't listen.
She loves you. I'm trying to help you, girl. Look, she wants you to buy. She wants you to buy the whole list.
You are not helping me to freeload off of my mother.
Your mama don't eat tofu.
Okay. Well, I might have to just.
But she could eat spinach. Say, Mama.
She can.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, thank you for hanging out with Zakiya Larry Live. As a matter of fact, let me leave you with your 1-minute elevate. The holidays are here, and a lot of us may suffer from sadness because we feel unfulfilled or we feel judged. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, you are enough. There is no measuring tool. And guess what? If you are in an environment that is overwhelming for you, you have full permission to leave and care for yourself. Because you are enough, you matter, and we need you to be whole, healthy, and safe during this holiday season. Listen, stay tuned, stay connected, and I wish you the happiest of holidays, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you to Stephanie D. Miller for coming and unpacking and supporting my mama, making me buy groceries. I will talk to you next week. Have lunch with me at 1 p.m. It's Zakiya Larry Live.
We are powerful talk that inspires change all day, all night.